And we're live. Happy Sunday night. Welcome to Nash Talks. And it is a beautiful Sunday out here in Oklahoma. And I have a guest on the couch. So I'm going to introduce him. I know you guys have seen him before. He was in with, I think you were in with two other of your colleagues.
With Paul and Mr. Cotto.
Yes. He was on before with the entire team of Triple C Effect. So I'm not going to do all of the intros. I'm going to let you introduce yourself to people, who you are, and then I'm going to tell them how I met you.
Gotcha.
But because on Pat Nash Talks, we have actually just straight talk from the heart. And I love good people. I always say my tribe, my vibe, people who are on the same vibration. Y'all, he's born in March too. Pisces season. Oh, I'm sorry for y'all. Anyway, so we are here to talk about I'm not talking about nothing because I said I was going to let him introduce himself. You got to know who he is. And this is going to be so cool. So I'm going to slide it over to you. I was going to say I'm going to slide it over to you, Robert. I'm going to slide it over to you. Okay. Just tell them who you are, where you're from, and what you do, because I'm going to tell them how we met.
Got you.
All
right. So my name is Robert Chatmon. I am from the Triple C Effect. I have a business partner, Mr. Henry Cotto. So the reason that we have the C is because we also had a partner, Aaron Carter, who did the data point for us, but he's now transitioning into being a principal.
Yes.
And so Cotto and I, we've been running this business for about a year now. And so just glad to be on the couch. We definitely enjoy hanging out with Angee, hanging out with you, Miss Pat. So just want to talk about the classroom and how we can better love.
So he kind of snuck it in on y'all. He said Triple C Effect. And I know you guys didn't quite catch what that meant because he knows I'm going to make him explain this a little bit more. He's assuming y'all know him like I know him. And so I met him. He said he enjoyed working with me and Angee, sister Angee. And as you know, Angee is my partner, the producer of this show. She's on right now. She was on before we got on, telling us what we're not going to do is mess up the sound and the lighting, because that's her thing. so anyway, Mr. Robert is an educator. And he loves what he does. So what I like and what I enjoy is that you guys are so passionate about what you do.
Yeah.
So Triple C Effect, he's being humble. Triple C Effect is 3 African-American educators that are at the top of their game. And they have created a system to educate, how would you say it, minority children or children who are...
So what we started out with was African-American young men, but we started to figure out that minority doesn't just mean a color.
I like that.
It can mean any situation. So a young lady who recently, her father might have passed away with cancer. She's a minority.
Right.
So we figured out that teachers were struggling with building relationships.
Right.
And so we decided to build a framework that actually gives teachers strategies, give administration strategies, and also give student strategies in the classroom. So that way the classroom can be cohesive. Because what we figured out is that teachers want their day to go by faster.
Yeah, and I can imagine.
Yeah.
I'm not a teacher, but hats off to you guys because, I would probably be in jail. Do they put children? Do they put teachers in jail that beat children?
That beat children, yes, they do.
Oh, okay. Yes, I would be in jail. So anyway.
And so that's what we decided to do. We decided to give the teacher strategies. And as African-American men, with us being at the bottom of, as far as number wise in the education system, who better to talk to about controlling the classroom and helping students be better and see themselves than African-American men? So
that's where you started. Because I think when Angee and I were introduced to you, we were just tickled pink because I have 2 sons.
Okay.
Angee has 2 sons. And we know what we dealt with as parents with these. I mean, we were there. I mean, mothers and fathers, and we were there.
Right.
It was 2 of us raising these young Black men. And it was not easy. And those out there had daughters. I don't know what y'all experienced. Can you tell the difference in teaching kids and teaching little girls and teaching little boys in the classroom?
Yeah, I mean, boys.
I know the energy is different.
Yeah, that's it. The boys want to be up and running. The girls they're going to be listening a little bit better. But you have to be able to adjust to both.
Yes.
You have to be able to respect the fact that boys like to run and then you have to be respectful of the ever-changing life of a young lady. So
okay, yeah, that's a good way to say it. Ever changing.
ever changing.
Yeah, and you've been married for how many years?
20, going on 20.
So you know, ever changing
Ever-changing.
goes into adulthood.
Ever
It
changing.
goes into adulthood, and I'm glad you said that, because you know, even though what you do in your background, because you're a father
Yes.
and you're a husband,
Yes.
we're gonna get into relationships now. Robert and I like family, like he's like my brother from another mother, because we connected on something that's passionate to me, and that is at any age, loving people at any age, because little boys turn into grown men.
Exactly.
And little girls turn into grown women.
Exactly.
And so if we can learn how to, now I just got this just now. This is a serious download. If we can learn some of those strategies
Yes.
that we do with children, I think some of those will work with adults.
Oh yeah.
You guys hit the like button, subscribe, and share, because the information we're going to share today, even though we're going to have fun, he probably nervous, like, what we're going to talk about. You've been on this before. You know, we're going to just do straight talk from the heart, because that's what Pat Nash Talks does. Straight talk from the heart. Don't get nervous. I ain't gonna say nothing or do nothing that
No,
you
you're okay. You're good to go.
So hey Todd is on. Hey Pam and Kelly. And you guys tag some people and get your friends on, because the conversation we're gonna have, and Pam, I know Pam is an educator. So the talks that we're having right now, we're talking about loving at any age, not just loving children, but as children grow into adults, you guys, people change. People's needs change. And he has a philosophy. You guys have a philosophy with children. And you were talking about, I think on one of your lives, I don't know if you know, I went and watched this. On one of your lives, you were talking about a kid that was doing art on their desk, right? So tell me why it was so important for him not to tell me what happened, because he has to tell this story. I thought it was pretty cool. Y'all know I'm going to make this applicable to adult relationships. So tell them that story that you recorded on Instagram about the little.
So the young man was drawing on the desk while I was teaching, and we were talking about supply and demand. So I asked him what he was doing. He was like, "I'm just doodling." In most situations,
On the desk. And they're not supposed to do that.
Well, you know, in my classroom, they can get away with it. But what's crazy is most teachers would have shut it down. They would have written them up because it looked like a mess. I told him, I said, "Hey, look, if at the end of your drawing it looks good, we'll roll with it. We'll use it in the classroom." What he ended up drawing was Curious George on my desk.
Wow.
And I mean, it was perfect.
Just freehand.
And so
he's an artist.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
And so instead of getting on to him, I found a way to pour into him, because what he was doing was he was telling me what he enjoyed doing. And if he's the client in the classroom, the way that I show love to him is I respect his gift. So I took the desk apart. It's actually in my bedroom right now. I sealed it off, and so from here on out, that will be my art and
a reminder.
And a reminder that you can pour into a kid, you can show love by respecting what they enjoy doing. And if you listen with your eyes, not so much your ears, sometimes the kids will tell you exactly what you need to be teaching. So that's what I love about it.
Oh, so y'all know I'm fixing to get I'm fixing to start some stuff.
Let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
Okay, so if you listen to what he said, I thought it was so cool. Now, they ain't supposed to be doing that, but he said, if you can make this look good and not a mess, we're going to keep it and I'm going to respect it.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
So sometimes in relationships, we know what we like and we know how it's supposed to be, but you have this one person that kind of colors outside the lines.
Yes.
And so you can spend a lot of time fighting with them about what they like.
Right.
Or you can do what you said.
Sometimes you try to figure out that, or you want them to like what you like, but they're always telling you what they like. So I think.
But what do you do with that? Because what you decided to do with a child is respect it.
Same thing.
Okay.
If somebody tells me who they are, I believe them. So
the first time, that's the
first
rule.
time, that's it.
Right.
So if you're telling me that in his situation, he was telling me that he loved to draw, I'm not going to take that away from it. I'm going to help his drawing add to my classroom. And so what we did was we had a bidding war with his drawing using supply and demand. So we used it. He was able to be recognized in the classroom. Kids realized what he enjoyed doing.
So he's cool, right?
And we just roll with it. And for the rest of the school year, I had that kid on my side because I respected what he loved to do.
Okay. So I'm gonna get into this because I know that people. You had a great show today, Kelly. Hey, Becca. So with people, with couples or people who are in relationship, why do you think people spend so much time fighting what the other person does? I'm gonna give you an example, right? Okay, so I like to use my own self.
That's fine. Let's go.
Okay. So I like to do more than one thing. Okay. Like I get bored. Gotcha. They call it ADHD.
ADHD, yes.
Yeah, I'm not even getting into that because I think
I hear you. I already know you're going. I already know you're going. Do two things at one time.
Yeah. Do you do that?
Always.
Do you think that is a born in the March type situation?
Well, see, I'm a February. I'm a February. Yeah, I'm an early.
Oh, so you're the quiet Pisces.
I'm a quiet Pisces. But here's the thing, though.
Good,
yeah, here's the thing. Like, I think when you do more than one thing, you never get anything done. So you're always doing something.
That's how you. Yes.
So
I disagree. Let me tell you, as an ADHD person, honestly, and Angee can attest to that. Okay, he says about to get good. He's gonna go grab his red cup.
Let's go.
Because Bert thinks I'm gonna start. I'm gonna get into it.
Okay.
I think for me, if I'm doing one thing, my mind will go all over the place. So I do better if I'm washing dishes and having a conversation about what I want to do versus me sitting there and intently trying to focus. My mind will be all over the place.
Okay.
But that is an example of how I work.
Gotcha.
Now let's get into something. Let's say I have, there's a person in my life that is like you.
Okay.
Pat, you can't be all over the place. You got to focus here. Now that ain't my situation now. The person in my life understands how I work and can work with that. But in the past, that has been an issue. So y'all, I'm saying somebody, I don't know who I'm talking to, somebody is dealing with that same kind of thing.
Right.
Wanting to conform that person, make that person operate in life the way they do, but not accepting what they like and listening with their eyes and not with their ears. Yeah, you say you want this, but every time I look at you, you're doing this.
Right.
You're doing something different.
Right.
So you've been married for 20 years. What can you say in your mind? Because we're talking about kids loving at any age, because you're older than you were when you got married.
Right.
What can you say in your mind that has changed in a way of acceptance or working with someone's who they are than when you first got married? And if you want me to give you an example, I will, but I'm gonna let you go with that, because maybe when you first got married, you expected something, and now you're 20 years in, and now your thoughts and how you deal with the Mrs. Chatmon when she is doing whatever you thought she shouldn't be doing before.
So everybody says marriage is a roller coaster, right?
Right.
Well, the roller coaster has ups and downs.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to adjust with the ups and downs.
Exactly.
So I'm learning how to adjust, but I'm also learning how to listen to her dreams. Like she started off being a teacher, now she wants to be a veterinarian. My job is my job is just to support.
So she loves animals.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have a bearded dragon in the house right now. I don't even
know what that is.
There you go.
Is that the scary looking lizard thing?
It's a big lizard. So I don't like the bearded dragon, but she's telling me what she loves, and if I love her, then I'm gonna adjust.
Then you're gonna have a bearded dragon.
There it is.
Do the dragons sleep with y'all?
No.
Okay.
No.
You know people like their.
No. We don't.
I'm just saying.
No, sir.
People like to sleep with their
pets.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But
I can't. Is
it
long?
crazy. It's long.
It's like a big.
It's like, well, see, it's not that big yet, but it's getting there. But my job is just to hey, that's the
y'all heard this. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People give and take. Okay, what about you? Because I'm sure you changed.
Yes.
From the person you were when y'all first got married.
Well, the good thing about my wife is like,
and y'all are both the educators. That's cool. So y'all had that in common.
We have that in common, but she lets me fly. And what I mean by that is like, I'm in Oklahoma right now. She's with the kids and she's taking care of business.
She probably like, you need to hurry on back here.
But she allows me to fly, and that's one thing that I enjoy. She's she has adjusted all of these years to me ripping and running. And so,
because that's not her personality,
no,
probably.
she likes everything in order, and I am nothing like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So it is a roller coaster.
But is she OCD? Because you know,
she's gonna be in order. Everything's gonna be in order. She's gonna make sure she's gonna check.
I hate to say this. Next time I'm gonna have her on the couch so she can tell me what I need to do to put some things in order. Because even though I love decorating, like knowing where to put stuff sometimes is a little.
Oh yeah, she
a little hard for me.
She's it.
Okay. So the good part is I have Mr. Robert Chatmon here from Triple C Effect. And I'm also going to drop in here how they can get your book and how they can get in contact with you guys. I'm going to drop that in the comments. Becca said there is no way it can be the same because people evolve, right? Grow and even change. The foundation you build for your relationship on has grown. You learn to choose each other daily. The alternative is not to choose each other. Good comment, Becca. Thank you. That is the triple of Angee and I. She's in the background running the legal stuff.
Gotcha.
She is, you know how y'all have Triple C Effect?
Yes.
Angee and I have somebody in the background running the legal
so she's
stuff.
Like our Carter. Yeah. That's
Yes. So thank you, Becca. Smart and beautiful. See, I'm bragging on her right now. Kelly says, I want a bearded dragon. I don't like snakes though. Extremely afraid. Do you know what a bearded dragon looks like, Kelly? I need to pull that up and look at it.
Oh yeah. I can show you a picture.
It sounds scary, but
anyway, give and take. That's what Kelly
that's the give and take. That's what Becca was saying. You choose each other. So in this, and the reason I named the topic learning to love at any age is because he loves children and he loves watching them grow and watching them change and transform and being able to tap into that so they stay interested in education. I'm gonna ask you, do you think it's a difference that you're a male doing this versus a female, or are you teaching female teachers how to do the same thing?
So yeah, that's the biggest thing. We're teaching strategies because everybody assumes that because I'm a tall 6'5" African-American man, I was able to control the classroom.
Out of fear and intimidation.
But that wasn't the case. I actually needed Mr. Cottle to help me and guide me because he was like, hey, you got to build a relationship. So who was Cottle?
He was
my principal.
Oh, okay.
He's my principal. And so
I think you said that before. Yeah.
Him and Carter were my principals. And so they actually allowed me to grow, but they walked with me.
Okay.
And the biggest thing that Cottle taught me was that's why he wrote the book, Teacher Retention 101. He taught me that if you build relationships first, as opposed to ever trying to discipline first, then you're going to win. And I think that's where the love comes in.
And I'm going to go with that too.
Yeah.
In a relationship. So Todd and I had a conversation one time, and sometimes you see people and they tell you things about marriage, right? And you think they're against marriage.
Right.
And so he said something to me that I share. I'm going to share this because I think people need to hear it. He's like, a lot of times, well, he's speaking for him and probably other men, we're not against marriage. We're against marriage before a relationship.
Right.
Like you said with the students, before you learn trying to teach them and whatever, build a relationship. How many things should you, I'm going to pull from your book. How many things should you know about a child before you discipline them?
15. I should give you 15 good things before I can tell you, I'm going to call your mom or something like that. Because what am I talking about? I'm only talking about something negative, and I'm pretty sure they've already heard that. But what if I just call the parent and I tell them, hey, your child is a leader in my classroom? What if I told them that? An artist. But if I told them they were a leader, even though they're cutting up, they're still leading though. And so you just figure out a way to rewire that to be a good lead instead of a bad lead.
Okay. So couples and people who want to be in a relationship, you see why I'm like loving at any age, because everything that he is saying about children, I'm not saying we're children. Some of us are children at heart. That's me. I love it. But the same thing he's saying about children, I'm encouraging you to do the same thing before you go and complain to your spouse. Be in gratitude, at least say 15 things about them that you appreciate, or know 15 things before you go in. That way your vibration is a negative when you show up. It's positive. And I still say you can almost say anything you want to somebody. It's how you say it.
Right.
That matters.
That's it.
And that's all he's doing with the kids. It's like how you say, sit down and shut up, for I'll jack you up and take you in the office and call your mama. He's saying, hey, Kimberly, He's saying, hey, I recognize you're a leader. I recognize you're an artist. You know, I like that you come in here. You're ready to go. This, and this. All these things are good about you. But you don't have to sit your little narrow behind down in this chair when it's time. And when I call on you, you're going to have to be ready.
So
something like that.
I had a kid.
And you probably can't say narrow behind.
No, no. I had a kid recently who, so they're not supposed to have earbuds on.
Okay.
So I had a kid who had his earbuds on, and we had built a relationship, and I said, hey man, where did you lose it? He was like, what are you talking about? I said, your mind. Because apparently you have lost your mind with them earbuds on in this classroom. By then everybody knew me. They knew how I acted.
He knew you was done.
He was like, man, Miss Chapman, I'm so sorry. I was like, man, you good. Just take
it
out.
He apologized?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the relationship was there.
What you're doing works
yeah.
because most of them be like, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of conversation.
Yeah. And
that's why I be like, I will be in jail. And the orange does not look good on me. So we are not gonna be in the classroom. Not even as you probably would not even hire me as a substitute. Because I'm not, yeah. But anyway.
Somebody asked the question like, has technology made it harder? No, it's made it easier.
In what ways? Because you know that's right up my alley, the technology.
Because now, so all right, so say for instance, somebody catches
That's what she's asking. Oh. Has the advancement of technology made it harder or easier as an educator?
It's made it easier.
Yeah.
Because you can, all right, so say for instance, somebody is on their phone. Mm-hmm. Well, you can use that as a teaching point. Not, hey, get off your phone. Hey, who are you talking to? Because if you're willing to break the rule
and talk to somebody,
must be somebody important. So is that mama? Is that grandma? Is that dad?
Is that your girlfriend or your boyfriend? Who is it?
Now, if it's boyfriend or girlfriend, hey man, tell them it ain't worth getting in trouble. But then also,
Beth says she loves this approach. Hey, Beth.
But also on the educational piece, if I catch somebody cheating with ChatGPT, all I do is I take ChatGPT and I say, all right, so how would you have said it?
Oh, okay. So instead of asking Chat how to say it,
no, they cheated, right?
Right.
I caught them cheating. Mm-hmm. Instead of me ripping it up, or I'd be like, all right, so where are you in this? How would you have said this? Well, I would have said, he ain't doing nothing. Like ChatGPT is gonna say it perfectly,
right?
And I'm gonna say, he ain't doing it. Okay, just because he was saying it wrong or grammatically incorrect, he still was giving me his
take on it. Right. So you give him a chance to redo it in his own voice.
I need to hear your voice.
Yeah. Y'all, when you're using ChatGPT, use your own voice.
Yes.
Change the words. Yes. I'm sorry.
But I mean, that's no. But that's technology in the classroom now. Yeah. You're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. You got
It's not going anywhere.
But that's why we're teaching it.
Right.
And I'm saying, parents, if you have not taken AI and you don't understand, it's a bunch of them, not just ChatGPT. That's probably the most popular because it was around longer.
Right.
So like in my technology school, we're teaching AI like first and foremost, because I need people to understand. And especially since certain people are really in our government right now in the USA, and they're really pushing
all the AI.
Yes, all the AI stuff. We need to know so we're not scared and we know how to use it for our benefit and be on the front end of it, because everybody's going there anyway. I just ordered me some Ray-Bans that are basically Chat GPT. I could say something and say, translate this, and I could read it in Spanish, and my sunglasses will tell me what it said.
Okay, yeah.
So it's built into the glasses.
Yep.
And you can talk, you can use your phone through it, all of that. So yeah, Kim is like, everything's already AI driven. So so those of you, that's right, she said use it correctly and with integrity. That's what Sister Angee is saying. Those of you who are on dating apps and in the dating scene, they're using Chat GPT there as well. Now, it's not a bad thing. It's not that it's not the person, it's the person.
It's
more
representation.
Yeah. Well, you get that anyway. I mean, people show up on first dates, second dates, sometimes 6 months in. You know how they say give it 90 days? Steve Harvey needs to do another book.
Give it 6 years. I mean, give it 6 years.
Robert said it takes 6.
I'm
saying at least 6 months.
Okay.
Now people gonna change.
For sure.
Constantly.
I married 3 women.
Yes, you did. And got them all in one.
Yeah, I married.
But I think that could be hot.
I mean,
I don't know who I'm dealing with. But I get what you're saying. Well, you married 3 women because they're
yes. I married the girl who left her daddy.
Okay.
I married the mom. Mm-hmm. And then I'm marrying this lady who's growing older with me.
Yeah.
That's 3 different women I got to figure out.
She said give it 1 year so you can see how people act in all seasons. That sounds good, Angie, but I'm going to tell y'all this. As a relationship coach, I don't care if you live with somebody, like Robert said, 6 years. You are going to change if you're not. The only thing that is constant is change.
Okay.
And the only thing that is final is death.
Yes.
Not even taxes, because you're going to get taxed after you die. So the only thing that is final is death. So as you're in, and it should be an adventure, not a bad thing. As you attach yourself to someone, you're going to learn them in different phases of their life. Some phase could be the pits, I'm telling you, because it's cyclical. I tell people this. Okay, so in case you haven't watched all my shows, and I'm sure you haven't, relationships are cyclical. Like, oh, baby, I love you. You're on the top end, right? And it's like, I can't believe you did that. I just asked you not to do that. And it's like down here, like, why did I marry you? It's like, who is this person? And you're rude with it too. And then it swings back up. Well, thank you for making my favorite meal. And then you're back up here again.
No,
oh, I don't know what I would do without you.
Right.
That's the cycle, the relationship cycle. That's even in friendships, if you think about it.
Correct.
So if you have this thing in your head, I don't want to get married to someone. Now, we can give a lot of advice because I got married young, you got married young.
Right.
We can give a lot of advice to people and say you should wait till you get older to get married. But the positive side, I'm going to let you tell yours and I'm going to tell mine. What's the positive side of getting married early? We're not trying to give anybody advice. Of getting married early and starting a family early.
They gone. Yeah, I get to, man, we get to be empty nesters early. So, but we just kept having babies, so we have to wait another 13 years.
How do you think that happened? Hey, Portia!
Kept bumping into her in the hallway.
Okay, so that's how y'all kept getting six babies. Men never see the representative in women until after she tricks them. Wait, Kim, for marriage, then they are stuck. That ain't right, Kim. Did you trick your husband? That is not right. I don't do that. More is learned, enjoyed, and appreciated in the journey than the destination.
I'm with that.
That is true.
I'm with that. I like that.
He's smart.
Yes.
That's my sweetie.
Okay, I'll take that. See,
you'll take
I'm
that.
glad because he saved me. Thank you. Thank you.
Todd, you saved him because we were getting ready to get in it.
Thank you, Mr. Todd. I appreciate you, man.
Becca said, in the church world in general, you meet, you get married. Well, the largest divorces are Christians. So let's talk about that. Because I mean, we're both believers, and you work in the ministry, all of that. And we seen it. I mean, I was married in ministry and divorced twice. So let's talk about what she just said. I mean, I know you can do it on the spot. Just give us your take on what she just said.
All right. So I think we were celebrating 7 years of, there we go. Thank you, Mr. Todd. But yeah, we were celebrating 7 years of marriage. And the guy who discipled me, he was saying, you're going to leave the kids at the house by themselves, right? I'm like, no, man, they're only 6. He was like, exactly. So just like your kids are 6 and 3 and whatever, your marriage is only 7 years old. So you need to get somebody to babysit your marriage. So I have somebody who is in my business. At any point in time, he can call my wife and be like, yo,
I like that.
Is Robert doing it right? Is he being responsible fiscally? Is he taking care of the kids? Are y'all healthy? Like, he can be in my business.
Okay, so I appreciate that. Yeah. That's good advice. Right. So have an accountability partner in your marriage.
You gotta have it.
Y'all see, I'm just starting something new. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's Pisces because we do stuff like that. No, I'm just joking. But he says something that's really, really important. Have some accountability partners. Absolutely. Now, I was that for a lot of people, come to think of it, because they would come to me, the male and the female would come to me. Well, you told us last week this, and she did this, she did that. But I tell people, when I sit couples down to, I don't like to say counsel them, but to coach them, I tell them before we even get started, I don't want to hear any always, she always, he always. Right. Ain't nobody that consistent.
Right.
I don't want to hear never, because that ain't the case either. Right. It's not true either. And I don't want you to expect any one of you to be perfect. I don't know but one person who has ever claimed to be perfect. Not us. So you got 2 imperfect people trying to figure out life together. So give people the same slack you want them to give you. And yeah.
But likewise, I can always say how I feel as opposed to this is how I feel. So I can never be mad at you for how you feel. But
facts are not feelings.
There we go.
You know that. So let's deal with the fact that you're feeling a certain way and figure out why you're feeling that way, or let you be accountable. I mean, let you be accountable for your feelings, because some people you ain't gonna change, not how they feel.
Well, so one thing that I've learned is my job is not to make my wife happy.
Right. It's not.
A lot of people think, oh, well, happy's going to be here today and gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I am to compliment her just like she compliments me. That's my thing. So yeah, I'm definitely here to compliment her. If I know she enjoys strawberry ice cream, I give her strawberry ice cream. Now, if she's not happy in that, that's not on me. My job is to serve the ball across the net. If she doesn't serve it back, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all heard that? He's like, okay, I did my part. He said, this is beautiful. Would probably have saved a lot of divorces. Exactly, Bev. So honestly, when I started this, Robert, I started just having a conversation because we were in COVID and I was in Atlanta and none of my family was in Atlanta. Gotcha. They're out here. You met some of my crazy folks in Oklahoma. He's like, right.
Had a ball.
He met Shay.
Had a ball.
He met Shay, but he also met some of my same folks, like my grandson, who is the vice president of my company, smart as a whip. So my cousin, Paul, shout out to Paul, who is also an educator. But see how I messed it up? What was I talking about? I done got totally off.
No, so we were talking about divorce, but we were talking about changing.
She said it could have saved a lot of people.
Yeah,
right.
Divorce,
I'm talking about her. So I met Angee through Shay.
Okay.
Totally two totally different personalities.
Miss Shay is
that was her best friend.
Shay is probably at a pool right now, enjoying a birthday party.
She is.
She was awesome.
So, but the point was, we were. She said we could have saved a lot of. She said beautifully said, Robert. We could have saved a lot of marriages, letting them know what to expect up front, right? So I lost it. Dang, y'all. I'm talking about Shay. We could have saved a lot of divorces. What I love about what we do and why I started, that's where I was at. I started just getting on here talking and sharing my feelings. And I found out I was not only helping myself like a therapist, I was my own therapist, because who do we see right now? We see me and you.
Right.
So in a platform like this, even when you're doing a live, if you think about it, you are watching yourself. And so I was talking to me. So I was really doing therapy for myself. Gotcha. I was just talking. I would go on live and I would just talk. I'd be like, today was a beautiful day and it rained. Y'all, I love rain. And I learned that there is a name for that. If you love rain, the name is I'll tell you in a minute. Somebody knows it, put it up there. But I would say stuff like that. And I promised my family that I would talk because I had COVID. That I would get on so they could see I had a voice. I wasn't not breathing. So they wouldn't worry about me. So I talked every day in that month.
Gotcha.
Right. So I started talking about things I experienced in divorce and what to expect and different things. And so that's why I started talking. And people, when I stopped, people were like, where are you at? You were helping me. You were helping me. So for Bev, what I was going to say to Bev when she said we could have helped a lot of church folks divorces, I think we don't talk real. We don't talk reality sometimes in a church setting. We say what we think people want to hear. And we try to be real guarded. We don't talk about sex. We don't talk about too bad about in-laws and expectations and all of that. It is just straight scripture and not even given how that applies to where they are. They'll tell you, woman, submit. So you hear submit, and you hear the first part. You don't hear the second part
right?
About submit one another. You don't hear that part, just the first part.
And dying to your wife. Yeah. But another thing is, as men, we hear more like love, 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 love. I asked this question the other day. I asked the man, I said, did you ever get into a fight because another man didn't love you? He was like, nah. I said, but you
what?
You definitely got into a fight because the other man disrespected you.
Yes.
Men don't want love. We want respect.
I share that all the time.
Yeah. You give us respect, we'll take it.
Want respect, and they crave it.
But
on that flip side, women crave security.
And so
and that is loving us. We feel secure.
Right.
We feel secure that you ain't going nowhere, and that you care and you love us enough that you're not going to do anything to hurt us.
Thank you.
So we want security.
Yes.
You want respect.
You want respect.
And what is the first thing that happens? She said, we don't talk raw. Have mercy. We don't talk raw. I could do it, but I already decided I'm going to do the raw stuff. I didn't tell you this, Robert. I'm going to do it on fan base. That is Isaac Hayes Jr. He is an African-American man. He has a like Facebook.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be amazing. So I'm going to have a show separate from Pat Nash Talks. It's going to be on fan base, and we're going to get into
the raw.
The raw.
Look,
how do you feel about that? Do you think that's needed?
Got to. Like, okay, so going back to the whole somebody in my marriage. Like, we talk about everything. Level 5. Like, he is able to talk about everything because.
But you got to have people who are not scared to do that.
Right.
Some people don't do that. I don't want to talk about that. What you do in your bedroom or what you do in your house is your business. And the old saying back in the day,
what goes on this house?
What goes on this house stays in this house.
But then that's why everybody left the house and it was split. So yeah.
Good point. That's why they left the house, because they need to have those conversations. Right. So, but I say too, you're only as healthy as the secrets you keep.
I'm with you.
Talk about it. I mean, honestly, sometimes you want something, and because you're scared to say it and you're not telling that person, you don't know, they might be with it.
Yeah.
And see, they might want the same thing, or they be thinking about it, but if you're afraid to say it, they never know. You know what I'm saying? And that happened in my relationship. The things that they wanted, Bert said, respect is a must for men. They feel disrespected. And the first thing that happens, Bertie, when you get mad, what happened? The woman can be like, whoa. And that conversation is so disrespectful,
right,
and so hurtful. And you can apologize later, but please listen to me, women and men. You can never take back words. Words hit so powerful, and they do what they were designed to do spiritually. They transform and they change things, whether they're positive or negative. So you've got to be careful what you say and guard this weapon we have called the tongue, because you could say something so tough and so bad to somebody that it changed how they feel about you.
Tongue is the most smallest, dangerous thing in the world. So yeah.
Respect is a must. I think Todd made a statement. I'm gonna try to find it. So if you see it, you can throw it back up.
There you go.
Okay. This is obviously someone you both trust explicitly that you're talking level 5 with.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Is it a male or female?
So for me, it's a male. For her, it's a female.
Oh, so it's different.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just because as a man, you're not gonna understand it. Like I cannot understand everything my wife is going through, but another woman can.
Okay, that's a good point.
So when we all come together,
so have different are they considered your coach, or what do they call themselves?
So we disciple. No, the guy who talks to me, that's who disciples me.
Okay, so he is someone you respect in the faith.
Yes,
and you respect him so tough and trust him that you share everything with him.
We share, and so my wife actually, my mom is that for her, and that's crazy.
What?
Yeah, my mom is that.
Wow.
And so I lost my mom to my wife, and so it hurts, but I'm getting over it. I figure as long as
honestly, I'm gonna tell you this right now, Robert. Honestly, that says your mom recognizes, because the way she loves you, she recognized you found somebody who loves you that deeply.
Right.
As a boy mom, there is nothing more valuable. Like, I will call my son's wife sometimes and tell her, I will be like, if I haven't told you lately, thank you. Thank you for loving my son, for taking care of him, for taking care of my grandchildren. So I don't have to worry about them.
Right.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate what you do. So even if he forgets to tell him, even if you forget to tell her, your mom is working for you by telling your wife what she feels about her. You know how many mother-in-laws are horrible out there? You're very fortunate.
I definitely appreciate it. And that's one thing my mom tries not to use. She doesn't say in-law, she says daughter. And I mean, I love it.
Her daughter-in-law. I have a daughter-in-law.
That's it.
I mean, she is my daughter. And then the funny part is my younger son split up with his I say it's his wife that he has children with. And she and I are closer than he and I, because she's not going anywhere.
Right.
She's a great mother. Shout out to Stephanie. Y'all know Stephanie Hightailor. I mentioned her. She's a great mother to my grandchildren. And a lot of times the same with the other children's mom. They're great. I'm really fortunate. They take care of them. What did Todd say? Put that back up. I'm sorry. I missed it because I was running my mouth. Many times brothers have a varying definition of respect and use the term respect to hide behind their insecurities. He said it. I didn't. And he's a man.
Yeah.
So they will use that word as a weapon.
So
disrespectful. You disrespectful because you ain't doing what I ask you to do.
You can't love. I ain't gonna say you can't. I'll never say that.
It's difficult.
It's hard to love when you feel disrespected, but then you can't disrespect in order to receive love. I mean, I'm gonna say that again. It's hard to love when you're being disrespected, but you can't disrespect in order to receive love, which means I can't go in there because I'm the man and demand my wife to do something and then she feel love. It doesn't work that way.
Nope.
Like I'm
because you don't feel secure in that. It's like you just attacked me. You just attacked me and who I am. You don't love me.
Right.
Have you ever heard that before?
For sure.
That's the first thing women say.
You don't love
when you do something, I would say disrespectful. When you do something hurtful, it's like, you don't love me.
And my job is to serve her. Like there's no harm in serving. And when you serve.
Can you say that again for the people in the back?
Yeah, there's no harm in serving. That's my job.
But what is a serve? What is a serve? Describe that, because people can be like, I serve her every day, but they be talking about something that's totally more beneficial to them than to her.
And again, I've been married 20 years and I'm still learning this because she'll be like, that ain't the same man to be coming to my house. I'm still learning.
He's learning.
Yeah,
he's learning, ma'am.
But my way is not always the way, so I need to listen to. Again, go back to listen to her.
Yeah.
There's dishes in the sink.
Hey, Kyrie.
I'm trying to, I need to wash them.
Yeah.
I hate washing
dishes. Looking for her.
Or no, I make the boys do it. But I hate.
Well, you got kids. Yeah. Like that could be a chore for them. That's one of the benefits in having, of age. They're certain age. Kyrie is saying hi.
What's up, lady? But what I'm afraid of is when the kids are gone, I'm gonna have to bust some subs. So I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh, by then you just hire somebody to do it.
Or get a dishwasher.
Bev said we need to own the use of our words and what they mean to our loved ones. That's a good point. And Aaron said, hey, Aaron is on. So Bev is saying we need to own that and what they mean to somebody. And I'm guessing what she said, the use of her words. Like I used to say, that wasn't nice. Do your mama know you talk to your wife like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know she didn't train you like that. So where'd that come from?
Right.
And I've heard this, Robert. Do men give other men bad advice?
Yeah. But you got to pick and choose. I mean, we're men. We not the smartest sometimes. And we say,
I love it too, Portia. Portia said, I love being empty nester. See what you got to look forward to?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we
get to walk around, clothing optional, everything.
Oh man, I love it. I'll take it. I'm taking.
I'm giving you something to look forward to. We'll be like, okay, what's the youngest?
7.
So you got 13, another
13 years.
Oh, so you give them to 20. Most people we give them
25. We give them 20. Like so, man, that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother. But, people say I should talk about that more often, but
no kid is ready at 18. Now you got to have a job, and I'm the only lion in the castle, so like we're gonna be respectful. But
there you go.
I want to make sure my kids are set up to be ready
when they leave.
Yeah.
But they also at a certain age too. Hey, you have to recognize something. Y'all ain't really. This is optional for y'all to be here. So me and Mom's gonna do whatever we want to do. Y'all,
we're not here to take.
Go in your room and
we're not
hold your ear. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do have a limit. You can't live with me forever. Hey, Gracie. So Bird says yes all the time. You have to choose who you decide to listen to, though. You can't take advice from everyone, because women do too. I'm gonna say women give bad advice too, and they'll be like, "Oh, girl, what you need to do this, you need to do that," and you listen and you're just like, "I don't want to do that."
I mean, if at any point in time the man's advice is you should go another direction than to my wife or to the cross, I'm done. Like we not talking about that.
Okay. Yeah. So, but right now, and I'm telling you because I hear them. They're giving such bad advice. And there's usually people who don't have nobody. They don't have nobody. And my mom used to say misery loves company. So for those of you brothers who have found you're a queen and you're like, okay, I found my person. Just understand there's going to be some haters that come and they're going to try to talk you into doing some things that are not going to be conducive to you keeping your relationship. Robert's like, shut him down, because this moment I'm gonna tell you right now, the moment you move away and they telling you to move away, they be the main ones be like, oh man, I hate that happened. You know, you're a good woman. I can't believe my dog did that. That's my dog. I've been there. That's my dog, but you know, he shouldn't have done that. I would never treat you like that. This is your friend who giving you this bad advice.
Right.
I think a lot of that happens more when you're younger.
No, so I think by the time you get to my age, I'm 41. So by the time I get there, I don't need no more friends.
You don't need no new friends.
I don't need no. I'm good,
because the ones that you have in your life are the ones.
I know who they are. So I'm good.
I mean, you know, hey, that could be a good thing. Portia said, "Preach, Pat. You have to use the right advice from the right friends and be selective with what you share." Now, Portia, that is so good. Let me tell you something else. Now, I have male good friends. Like, you and I just started working together, but this is what relationships are about. You guys, you find people who are moving in the same direction you're moving in, who understand and feel like you feel about relationships, that take their relationship serious. Those be your people you can bounce things off of.
Right.
So I would like to believe if you ever had any question and you couldn't reach somebody else, you could call me and say, hey, sis, this is what's going on. What do you think? I'm going to give you good advice.
Right.
So in that situation, when you have, even now, I'd say you have to be a little bit more careful when you have male-female relationships and you're getting advice from them, because sometimes I had this experience. Sometimes they give you bad advice.
So So that's why, like, if I'm ever taking advice from somebody like other than my guys, normally she's in the room with me.
Oh,
yeah. Because I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. I don't want to meet anybody new.
He said, yeah, when a man tells you to leave your wife, Bertie said he'll probably turn around and try to holla at your wife after you leave. Yeah. I mean, especially if he's adamant about it.
Yeah.
And Bev said this is when grace and good discernment comes to use, use it accordingly. So some while ago, she's like, even at 63, this is Portia. And Portia does not look 63. I mean, she is fine. She's my friend, but she is fine. But she said, even at 63, I have new friendships, and some I had to let go. All depends on where you are in your chapter. Right now, living my best life with my boo. Yeah. She is, and I'm so grateful. I told her one day when my brother lets you, you have to give a testimony, because a lot of people say at a certain age, you can't find love or you can't find somebody who you vibe with. It's not easy. But I think it's better because you know what you want.
You know what there's no negotiation.
You know what you want.
You don't have time to waste.
Yeah. And Kyrie says, I never give you bad advice, even though I don't have a man yet. And I'm not saying that you can't give good advice when you're single. I'm not married. I have a boo, but I'm not married. But I'm saying you can give good advice, especially if your intent is right. It's the intent of your heart. If you know somebody really wants you to be happy, it's a good idea to take their advice.
You're going to listen. Yeah.
You're going to listen. But if they're miserable, I'm saying, look at their life now. If they're miserable and they're sharing miserableness all the time, if you share anything with them, you're probably going to get a lot of miserableness. And you don't want to. I have this thing that I say, even in business, I listen to a lot of people, but I don't take advice from people I don't want their lifestyle.
Right. I'm with you.
I don't take it. I'm like, hey, I can respect your opinion. I'm not going to try to change that. I love the fact that you are bold enough to give it, but I'm not going to take it if I don't want your lifestyle. If your life is a hot mess, how you think I'm going to be listening to you? And I'm like, oh, girl, I don't want to live like you. So if you're telling me what I need to do, whatever you do, I'm probably going to do the opposite. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Do the opposite. I'm not going to do what you do because I don't want my life to turn out like yours. Now, me. I tell people I'm divorced, and some people can't take advice from someone who's been divorced because they feel like they gave up. But I'm telling you right now, everybody has a story. Right. And some people get married for the wrong reason. And if they're smart, you understand that and you fix that. And God, if you're a believer, God forgives you for that, like anything else. Because hey, a lot of people just got married because they wanted to have sex, or because somebody else told them, or because they had sex with that person,
right,
and they wanted to marry the person they slept with. Let's keep it real. Preach, my sister, with the love, love with a smile. Yeah, some people got married because they wanted to have sex, and then they got involved in it, and they're like, what in the world did I do? I could have just had sex and asked for forgiveness and went on and not attach myself to this for the rest of my life.
But again, I think that's where the advice comes in, because my dad is quick to tell me, yeah, man, you chose her. Yeah. That's you. You want to stick with that. Yeah. So again, having the right men in your life to pour into you, I think you win every time, because they're gonna tell you hard truth. Some things you don't want to hear. Something, sometimes you do want that person to tell you something negative so you can go, I want that advice. But I think if you got good guys in your corner, they're gonna listen to you, but then they're gonna send you back home.
Yeah. And like I would do that. And like if a woman leaves the house, first of all, I'm gonna say this: the difference between men and women. A lot of women, when we get a man, we really are satisfied with one.
Gotcha.
Men think they gotta have three. The song says I gotta have three. One to I don't even want to memorize the song. But anyway, 3 women.
Gotcha.
Or 2, or at least more than one, because they get bored, right?
Get bored.
So this is the philosophy. So we're talking real stuff. But women, if they leave the house with a man they love, I'm like, wait a minute, before you run back over there, let's find out why you left, because something is not right. You have either felt like you were in danger, or it had to really be bad, because a lot of times the women will stick it out. Yeah. We do. I mean, we're used to sacrificing for our man. We were taught it, first of all.
Right.
And we're grateful to have somebody in our life that we love, because a lot of us have maybe not even experienced love, or experienced it and lost it, and we desire it. And that's also biblical. The woman's her desire will be for her man. Right. That was like part of the curse with Eve. I can slap her senseless right now. But anyway, so but we have that desire. So if we left, I'm careful now about sending them back in, because it can mean life and death these days.
It's different.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why I say, yes, I'm not trying to go back out there. I know the extent of what my wife goes through, what she's feeling, things like that. I know her. I can feel her. I'm not trying to start over. So right. I'd rather fight for what I have than Some people say it's better to deal with what I know than what I don't know out there. Right. And sometimes, I can only speak for myself, what I knew was so egregious. I'm like, okay, I can't do this. I mean, I'm looking forward to Jesus coming back. That's how bad it was. Deal with this. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take my chances. So I think when a woman is fed up, when a woman's fed up, the reason you can't do anything about it, it's already been an hour. See, I'll tell you how fast this thing goes. Because we're almost at that point, you guys. We probably got 5 minutes, and I do want Robert to be the one, since he's a guest, to wrap this thing up about learning to love at any age. And thanks for the comments. And I see Portia saying, she wanted a man, but she didn't need him because she was single but not lonely. She had her sisterhood, and she was doing things, and she was moving in that, and she's not going to lose that. You're right. In the US, most of us was inbred in the US. Thank you for delivering the stuff. I said a self-aware brother gets to a point where he ain't trying to manage all those relationships. So once you find your one, let that other ish go. Thank you.
Good idea.
Thank you.
I'm gonna screenshot this too. Be like, hey, you said it. It's like, you said it, Todd. Remember that. So anyway, we're gonna wrap this thing up, and I want to thank Mr. Chatmon, my brother, Mr. Robert. I know the kids call you Mr. Robert, don't they?
Mr. Chatmon, yeah.
They call you Mr. Chapman?
Coach Chatmon most of the time.
Chatmon? Okay. Yeah. And Bert said it took him long enough to learn his wife, juggling someone else on the side. It's just too.
I don't have time, man. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Will not do it.
These days, I'm telling y'all, it's so scary. I mean, I don't watch TV, but I watch some of those true crime things, and I'm like,
not doing it.
a menage a trois and got you killed and buried and bones and all spread. Anyway,
Not doing it.
I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just saying the truth is it happens. And we talk from straight talk from the heart right here. So, hey, we're going to tell you.
Yeah.
Robert, will you come back if I ask you back?
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. I might even be able to get Miss Chapman on sometime.
Let's go.
I'm just saying. Is she shy?
No. No.
She can't be being married to you.
No.
I'm just saying.
No. Not shy at all.
Not shy at all. So you guys, Mr. Robert Chatmon, Coach Chatmon, Triple C Effect. The brothers are doing their thing out there. So find out how you can support them. Talk up your education. Talk to the people who are in education. Portia used to be I love you too, sister. Portia used to be in the education system. Portia, I'm gonna have to introduce you to Mr. Chatmon. He can't be all over the place at one time, but he's in Oklahoma and Texas right next door. So they're doing their thing, and we appreciate what y'all are doing because, hey, y'all could have just handled the little not heads in your class,
right,
and not even worry about the ones on the whole.
Right.
That's a big deal for me. So I appreciate it. And anything you want to say to close it out? Becca says she definitely needs your book. Wants your book.
Well, we definitely got to link up, but our biggest thing is we want to make sure that kids.
You look like the late Kobe Bryant.
That's what somebody was telling me.
Really? You look like Kobe?
That's what everybody.
I'm gonna have to go pull Kobe up and check him out. Okay.
Well, one thing that I always tell people is, we as adults spell love LOVE, but kids and your spouse, they spell it TIME.
That is so
true. Just spend time with the ones you love.
Exactly, because time is not promised to anybody.
Most scarcest thing.
Good advice, man. Because you know what, I can give you some money.
Yeah.
Because I can go get that back.
Right.
But if I'm spending time with you,
right,
you're a special person.
That's it.
And you feel the same way. So thank you for spending time with me, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And y'all, he'll come back and share with us, because you did more than share about the kids. You shared family stuff. And that really, somebody said, he really does. I see it now. That really matters. And so we're going to sign off. Coach, Coach and I, what's the name of your book?
Teacher Retention 101. And it's actually Mr. Cottle's book. It's the book that he used to help me in the classroom. So Teacher Retention 101. Teacher Retention 101. You can find it on Amazon. Yeah, but Teacher Retention 101.
Thank you, Becca. She said this was good. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chatmon. Coach. Roberto. We were teasing him, calling him Roberto. So with that being said, you guys, as always, I wish you love and light, peace and blessings until the next time we're on Sunday night. And thank you, Mr. Chatmon. And we look forward to seeing Triple C and the rest of y'all hanging out with us. Good night, everyone. Hi, I'm Pat Nash, and I want to speak to you a little bit about dreams, about hope, about maybe giving up or wondering why you haven't moved forward. Someone asked me, how did you get here to be a relationship coach? Wow. It actually came out of a need for myself and what I observed looking around after I asked myself a couple of questions. Why was I not doing the things that I wanted to do? Why had I gone through divorce? I realized I was not the only one. You see, there's a lot of us who stopped hoping, who stopped dreaming, who stopped chasing our dreams or going after our dreams because we don't have to chase anything. When we look internally and figure out what it is that's holding us back, the sky's the limit, and you don't have to chase anything. You attract it.
Hello, business owners. This is your fit photographer, Angee Gerard, coming at you with my 2025 campaign. The goal is to promote and empower her enterprise. Yes, the goal is to elevate women of color in business. On March the 1st, we are set to launch this new campaign, and it doesn't matter what your business is. Please contact us at www.andregerardphotography.com to book your consultation. Let's make this an amazing year. Follow me on all social media at Angee Gerard, your fit photographer.